Yo, what is up, everybody? I believe we are live. So real quick, for anybody that watches this after the fact, I got to make sure everything's working. Go check out my podcast channel. So we're streaming this on 2 different channels. See who pops in. Anybody wants to chat it up today. This was an off week for me on the podcast, and I wanted to get on here and kind of do a little live hangout and all that. So what is up, everybody? What's up, Steve, Brian, Nasty, Scuba Diver? What's up? Good guy. How is everybody's work week going? Or, you know, October. What's up, Michael? We've been busy, but I do refrigeration. So did my first R290 compressor change out yesterday. Hopefully everything looks good. Let me make sure. Yeah, we got people coming in. Let me just make sure everything's working. Give a few minutes for people to come in. Yeah, I think everything's good. What's up, Froggy? Streaming on both channels. I'm trying. I was actually gonna check. Yeah, it's working. Anybody watching this, like I said, go check out the podcast channel. I need to put that in the link, or not put the link in the chat. True Results. What is up? Y'all are in Houston, right? We still have 90-degree weather, but I'm mostly doing refrigeration work right now. Let me just get all this set up real quick. And then go back. Like that, maybe? Yeah. So if anybody hasn't yet, go check out the podcast channel where we do all the podcasting, and I might do some live streams like this every now and then if people enjoy it and want to chat and everything. Yes, sir, up in Houston. Ice machine cleaning for me. You are foreshadowing my future. I have to do that. See, I got lectured last time. So we have this contract that we do ice machines cleanings. It's this one's quarterly, but it's for a hospital, right? So they want us there quarterly to take care of their ice machines on every floor. So at that point, I got to be there, and I got a certain amount of time to do them. Just don't double book them. I got to do a certain amount of time to do them, so like they overlap in months. And last time I got lectured for turning in invoices from the previous month, and they're like, "Oh, we got a budget, and that was for last month," and and before that they were like, "Well, we want all the invoices together." So I was like, "Okay." It took me a couple weeks to finish them all, so I'm turning them in all together now, but they want, like, right now, if I did any for October, I got to turn them in before the month's over. So I was like, no, I'll just wait till November and then bill them all at once and yeah, be done. That's a lot of ice machines. It is, I think it's up to 25 ice machines now. It's it's like 20 at that hospital, and they have a bunch of what do you call it? ER urgent care places scattered throughout the valley here. So then they want like those other locations serviced as well. What is up, mechanical environments? What y'all been up to? Oh, this one died. There we go. What brand? I think I've heard Brian say this too. The hospital only uses, at least here, Follett. So I'm not complaining. I don't think they're a hassle to work on. It's just every every few months I get tired of it. So we got Follett. They have the old school, like 2 or 3 of the old school ones. And then they have a bunch of new ones. The ones that I really enjoy now is that they have these tabletop Follett ice machines. So like super small, and it's fine because I don't think they need ice or that much ice in every section of every floor. So I like the tabletop ones because they're super simple. You can empty them out really quick, replace or take out what you need, run your cleaner, do everything you need to, and get done a lot quicker. I still charge the same for all of them because I need to make it worth it. But those are my favorite, the small ones. Yeah, super easy to clean. I'm not complaining. I mean, it's better than having 20 some Scotsman or any other ones. I do appreciate the Folletts when you got to clean them. Yeah, nasty Follett here in medical. Yeah. Freeze. Getting ready for the first freeze coming up this week. Low ambient cooling season. Yeah, I've heard you guys talk about that you guys have to deal with cooling. It's a little bit different than me. I have to deal with cooling all year round because of like our winter is probably going to be super warm this year. It's still in the 90s right now, and we will run no cool calls because of the heat. You all run these cooling calls because you're running, or you have to treat those, what do you call it, condition the space in winter. It got to 80 today. Oh, I'm waiting for that cool weather, man. I'm waiting for it. Let's see, let's center that. MB3, let's see. Tyler, got the MB3 blackout. Love it. I super happy that you enjoy that bag. I did get to, pretty sure I've already said it several times, help with designing that bag. And I will say it's much, the final product is way better than what we started with on that MB3 blackout. So it's a cool one to see um, from start to finish. Still would have liked to change a few more things, but you know, can only have, or can only say so much to VETO. We are supposed to get snow on Halloween, and it's 75 out. We'll see how it is. We'll see how it goes. How's everybody's Halloween? I think we already did all of the celebrating. I don't know how you all do it. Isn't that weird? Like a lot of stuff now, you got to celebrate it like not on the day. You do it ahead of time or whatever, because everything gets like really crazy and hectic on those holidays. Got to 80, nasty, whatever. Let's see. VETO blackout is fire. Our Halloween's event or town events have been moved because of the weather. Yeah, that's how it goes mostly. So a lot of guys in the chat I know do refrigeration. My wife put up the Christmas tree already. We haven't gotten to that point here yet. I'm sure it's coming. Soon as November 1st hits, I know we're going to be taking down all the Halloween stuff and probably skip right to Christmas. What is up? We got Ice Master Ty in the building. What's up, man? 64 in Vegas. Vegas gets pretty cold. So a lot of guys do refrigeration in the chat, I think. Have you guys worked on R290? And if you do, have any of you left service ports on them? Because I usually go online and talk to anybody that's done it. I know obviously like Chris Stevens, HVACR videos, does everything to a T, right? Manufacturer the way it is. I've talked to others, you know, like Pat, which shout out to Pat because I was asking him about a pinch off tool to eliminate our ports and stubs on the equipment. And I was like, what is it that you use? Because like I have the little vice grip type or whatever you call it pinch off tool. I think it's from Yellow Jacket too, and it does not work whatsoever. So he reminded me about the block pinch off tool, right? So that one, and he tested it. So cool. I'm gonna go buy it now, and just in case I need it, because like I've used it. I use the pinch off tool only once in a while, but I did use it a couple months back because the system. Man, what did I do to it? I think I was adding ports to it and it had the long stubs. So I was like, I'm not going to recover it. I'm just going to try to add my service ports if I can pinch off the line and solder it on and then reopen it, which I kind of did. But I mean, it was low on charge anyway, so I was able to do it. But the vice grip pinch off tool or whatever you want to call it doesn't work that well. The block one, which is also from Yellow Jacket, is really cool. Yeah, unless it's a warranty call, and that's what I've heard, and that's what I've wanted to see what. Yeah, and that's that's what I wanted to see. If anybody else did, because like you know that's a whole. It's whatever. It's R290. I did do a call for under counter cooler, and I was yeah, that's the one that I want to get, the block one. And I've seen some of the flare ones that do have it. Mine doesn't. I have a flaring block and it doesn't work, or it doesn't have that on it. Always use the block style. Okay. Yeah, I saw him test it and I was like, okay, that works perfect. I need to go order one. We don't have one at the supply house. I'll leave them on if they're not warranty. Okay, because I did an undercounter. I had to change out the compressor; it wouldn't stay on. And I was like, I had my ports on there, and I was like, do I really need to take them off? So I left them on. Just made sure I torque down the shraders. I do have a torque tool. I know it's not necessary, but I do have one. Just gives me that peace of mind that there's no leak on the shrader, not too tight, not too loose. And then I use brass caps to cap them off. Oh, it does have the re-rounding section. I didn't even look into it. I know I need to order one. But yeah, I just have the plier one. But I left them on there because I was like, I mean, they don't even have. It was like a coffee shop. They don't even have like cooking. Put on the locking. I was like, they're not gonna blow anything up, and it literally takes 1.4 ounces of R290. Like, what are they gonna like? What's gonna happen? You know. So I've come across. I think I even came across one that was like 0.9 ounces. Flare caps or gasket caps? I only carry gasket caps. Oh yeah, that was my other idea, and I was almost gonna do it. Put on the locking caps that way that you know they never come off. Because I think I've talked to guys and they're like, well, they just don't want people hooking up to it or taking out the charge accidentally. Let's see. You sealed the system. Yellow jacket is no good for me. I prefer the vice grip pinch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll probably get on True Tech Tools after this. Yeah, the vice grip one is hit or miss. That's hasn't actually worked for me. I still had pressure coming through, and quite a bit where I couldn't braze it. Let's see. I put on the big mini split fittings. I forgot the size. The 516 thread lock. Yeah. 155 grams is still the limit, right? Probably. Oh yeah, leaky units. Every time I've gone out to like a warranty call on an R290 system, um, like I immediately go to the evaporator because more than half the time it is a leak in the evaporator coil. So when I went to this one, I was surprised. It was actually like, you know, a compressor failure, but it's because they let a lot of stuff get sucked up and the condenser coil was completely blocked off. And they're trying to ask me like what was going on. I was like, it's not working, but more than likely this thing just suffocated. There's no that you don't have pressure controls or anything like that on small equipment. So on a walk-in cooler, freezer, whatever, you got a low pressure switch, you got a high pressure switch. You have all these safeties in line if it overheats, if it's low on charge. But on a under counter, reaching cooler, anything like that, you don't have anything. So then if that's unattended, you know, something happens to it, it gets a dirty coil, it gets plugged up, whatever it is, a fan goes out and it's unattended, it's just overheating over and over and over, tripping on overload, resetting itself and trying again, you know? So I was like, more than likely you had a, and it wasn't like a bad, I just had to change it out. It wasn't like dirty inside or anything, but you know, I was like, more than likely this thing overheated a few times and it just didn't want to run anymore. And we changed it out for them. What is up, Morgan's Maintenance? Always making me go spend more money at Lowe's. Gets all the good stuff at his Lowe's too. Uh, oh, what caps was he talking about? I appreciate it. I got more videos coming pretty soon. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, you just cook the cook the oil over and over. Weird locking caps. R22 and 410A key. Isn't there? I don't do residential. Isn't there some that have? Don't they just take like an Allen key or something? Or is it the Schrader patent pending caps? So what the hell did it take? He's like, nobody's getting in this system but me. Some of them, I feel like some of them take like Allen keys, and some of them take. I want to say I've even seen some that take like the Schrader remover or something, and then you have those like specific ones like they're for 410A or whatever it is. Yeah, that's crazy. He made his own caps. Yeah, on R290. Well, yeah, I've used the 3-in-1s to test a compressor. I've left them on before if it is like super old equipment and the customer's like, I just need it to run another few months, another year, whatever it is. I've actually had one run a few years on a 3-in-1, and locking caps aren't exclusive. Well, where would I use them? I'm gonna put them all in the RTUs. I don't see any split systems. So like, what was I saying? Yeah, like the 3-in-1s, I've left them in before, they work, but this one I got the whole thing. I got the original starting components and everything. As long as you're not liable for it, just go OEM, you'll be fine. What is up, Jason? How have you been? They're gonna increase. What are they gonna increase it to? Because what did they say that the limit was? I already lost it. 155 grams. What is that in ounces? Like I like it. It's crazy that we're seeing like, or that I'm seeing equipment. I mean, you guys have seen them too, but the equipment is like, because we have to measure it in grams. So when I actually went, I was asking them because they had a bunch of them laying around. I was like, "Can I borrow a food scale because I forgot mine because it's not gonna work on my field piece, full scale, and I haven't bought like a dedicated scale for it. I just use a food scale for now, just so I can do it in grams. 5 ounces. So that's like you only get 5 ounces right now. We'll see what it goes up to. But yeah, and on top of that, let me just say, like, I left the ports on for another reason, which was another reason I left the ports on was because that food scale that I borrowed died as soon as I added a few grams into it. So I was like, I just need something that does grams. I tried the first one, it was dead. They gave me another one. I was like, okay, cool. This one turns on. I put it on the scale. I got everything set up. And then I added a few grams and that thing just died. I was like, all right. So I did take a screenshot. I added what I thought was the 1.5 ounces. And I did take a screenshot because that stuff works like odd. And see if I can find it. So for that thing to work, like it dropped super quick. It got to 32 degrees like in minutes from a hot box because I did that work and it was off all day. uh, it ran at 14 psi on the suction and it ran at 190 on the high side and it worked perfect. So I left it alone. I use thumb screw depressors. That way I don't lose any of the charge because 1.4 ounces, you'll lose it just taking off like a hose, right? So I was like, all right. And I gave it a little extra spray before I took everything off, just in case that little blowback, came out. And it worked fine. So I left the parts on there just so I can see what it was doing, make sure it didn't overheat on the liquid line or anything like that. And and so I was like, I'm leaving the ports on and I'll check it that way. And if there's any issues, then I can check it again. Yeah, mandatory on everything. Pain in the ass because you got like on RTUs, on walk-ins, you got like 6 ports. Oh yeah, I've seen that trick, the zip screw on which Ewok, if you didn't know that, people use zip screws to drill into them and take them out. I've seen it. It works. You can get an NDA. 10 ounces. Oh, we'll see. That would be a pretty good for what it does. Because even at an ounce, if it can cool a little cooler at 10 ounces, it can probably do quite a bit. I found where all our service bulletins and procedures are. Jason, are you mini splits? Security. Let's see. I think I missed something. What scale do you have? I didn't see that in the chat. The only thing is I have the the only thing is I have the R290 that I have is 8 aces. That's what my supply house carries. They have a lot of their coil cleaner and apparently R290, and that's what I got. It said, I need to verify, but it said on the can, do not invert to charge. So on all those like JB and I think Inficon has one now, you're supposed to, which it helps because it keeps it sturdy, but I don't know, I just thought it was weird. I thought it was weird that the can itself said not to flip it over. Yeah, I have like an old food scale that I was gonna use. I just forgot it that day. Brian. And that's what I'm gonna use for now, unless I get one of those, but they're kind of pricey. The R290 scales, which is just, you just need something that measures grams. Let's see. Okay, I gotta email this to myself. Ewok E. Let me see. Too many chats, bro. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming out. I'm gonna try and send this to myself. Oh, wrong email. See if that works. E sent the locking caps. Wasn't prepared to pull up anything, but let's try and get the email up. How do I keep up with two chats? It's in my streaming software. It all comes in together. I don't have to go back and forth. What's up, Jason? I have the main channel streaming as well, just in case. So anybody that's coming from my main channel, come check out the podcast channel. I gotta download it. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Sorry. No, I use Ecamm. What am I gonna use? Let's see. Probably. Dang it! Hold on. This one. Oh, there we go. So these are the locking caps that E was talking about. Let's see. The audio. Hopefully it's not too loud. JB Shield. I didn't even know JB had them. Hold on. Go back over here. Hold up, hold up. I think all their stuff says patent pending. Oh, they got like different ones? Hold on. Okay, hold on. So I pulled up. Well, let's look at it together. So I pulled up JB locking caps. That's why I mentioned it in one of my videos, I think. Like a lot of times when I'm looking up parts or looking up anything, I check my supply house as far as like the app that they use or supplyhouse.com or any of these other websites. And if I don't find anything, I just Google it, right? So uh that's what I'm wondering, Matt. So if I bring this one up, I keep getting okay, there we go. I don't know what brand or what website this is. Granger. Oh, there we go. So these, oh, it doesn't have the rubber on it. That's what it was. And then you have it shows these here. Hold on. That's a C and D. This is JB. It's like a little bit for it. Oh, it's like a little fork deal. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't like these. I think it's Subco that makes them that use just like an Allen key or something. So an Allen key is something that everybody has. And pricey caps. Oh yeah, and that's another reason why I don't buy them either. So I don't have to deal with that doing a commercial. Everything's on the rooftop, and we don't lock like RTUs and stuff. Yeah, the indicator for the gas, because I remember seeing the black and the pink. I just forgot that what it looked like underneath. Yeah, Jason. I need somebody who will pick up on that. Commercial sinks. I have that bit. Oh, okay, okay. So it's something you see with a faucet. Yeah, they look like little forks. Bend a brazing rod to unlock them. Yeah. They all use something different. I hate all that stuff. Jason, not used to the real deal live stream. Cool, you changed it up. Every now and then I might, depending on how this goes, but um I get bored easily as well with my own stuff. So we got a lot of cool things coming at the end of the year. I don't want to say too much, you know. A lot of cool guests, a lot of cool things happening towards the end of the year that we're going to close out, you know, the year really well on. And I can't wait to get into the next year's podcast. I definitely don't want to be doing the same thing every year. So I don't know if you guys noticed, last year was all live. This year was all pre-recorded. You know, I get people that I think should be showcased or can use this platform, however big it is or big it gets, to chat, talk shop. And then next year, I'm going to change it up again. But like I said, I'll keep you guys in the loop when all that is ready to kind of present. Veto giveaway. Brett, no, Brett's doing something now where he trains. I don't know if it's like a training and coaching deal for like other companies, but he's at another company himself where he can focus on like training and that kind of deal. And I think that's what he's meant for. He's meant to teach and train. Next go around next season is all for other appearances. Not well, for returning guests. That's another thing that I'm gonna do next year. Energy Green. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he did a podcast about that. I need to check that out. But Brian, when you come back, the only thing I ask anybody that returns on the show, the only thing I ask of them is to come back with a topic, and then we can do it that way. And Brett is definitely one of them that I've been holding off on getting back on, but he has a lot going on anyway. Veto giveaway. Yes, please and thank you. What bag would you guys want up for grabs? Like what kind of bag? I can maybe do one before the end of the year, and we can regulate it to maybe the podcast or something like that. But constantly updating is part of the craft. Yeah. Now with we can talk about commercial kitchen, yeah. Um so Vito, what kind of bags would you guys want? A whole I knew you were gonna say hose hauler. They just came back in stock. I'm gonna have to get with them. Shoulder strap. So no bag, you just want the strap. A wheeler. See, I can possibly do a wheeler. I can possibly do some of the little bags like the what's that new one? The SBLD. I can't remember. I have a couple that I actually have a couple that I need to get rid of. Tech LC Wheeler. Yeah, we can possibly do that too. If you got a wheeler, a lot of people like if y'all want a wheeler, we'll do a wheeler. Yeah, wheeler. Okay. Maybe that will lean towards a wheeler. I actually use one now. I didn't think I would like it, and I can't stop using it. I use it for all my major repairs and installs now. SBLD. I'll take I'll take votes, and then like we'll see how it goes. Cargo tote. Yeah, I use that one a lot in the summer. Oh, the MB5B. I have one of those laying around as well. Um, the cargo tote is really cool. I use it a lot during the summer for like condenser motors and a lot of things where I'm just like piling everything in and then roping it up, right? The one that I started using for like smaller equipment or smaller repairs is the wrencher bags. So the wrencher bag, I think I have the MC. I can throw in there like refrigeration parts. So smaller motors and contactors and little things like that, little repairs where I got to take a bunch of that stuff up on a roof, just throw it in a wrencher bag and rope it up. You want to do a giveaway. See, that's another thing. Anybody listening, like, I know Ewok was in here and some other guys. Doing giveaways is kind of hard. And one thing that I told people, I don't know if they're still, I haven't seen it in a while, the scams and stuff. If you put giveaway in your title, that brings out a whole bunch of like scam artists and stuff like that that try to go into your comments. oh, you won. Here's my WhatsApp or whatever that is, and contact me, and then they get you to pay for like shipping or something that's like a stupid price, and it's a whole scam thing. Um, so be careful when you do giveaways. MB5B is my favorite. Love mine. Fat Hand 9. How long have I been in business? We've been around. Last time they text me. We've been around 17 years. Veto message you? We've been around 17 years. We opened in 2007, right? Yeah. So we've been around for 17 years. The first, we started as a commercial kitchen repair business. So my dad only does the hot side. He only does fryers, cooking equipments, like grills, things like that. I was a helper, and then I learned about this whole other side of it that was refrigeration, and that was what really intrigued me. And I'm glad that I fell into it that way, because I would probably not enjoy the commercial kitchen side as much. What is up? Howdy, Josh. What's up, man? 17 years, brazing parts and breaking hearts. You gotta coin that phrase, man. Plumbing with. Okay, hold on. What's going on, Josh? What's up? You got some veto. Hey, you got some veto videos. I'm going to butcher your name, and I'm sorry. Plumbing with Quice. Good money in any trade if you know how to fix. If you know it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that name, but you got some veto videos up. I can see. Am I okay? I'm on my channel. You got a nice little collection too. You got the. I have the TP4B as well. I gave it to my dad. He loves it. The OTLC is the one that I am interested in, but if I was more of a like a floor level tech, like if I did residential, that'd be great. And then I think you mentioned you have the wrencher. Let's see. I have the wrencher MC2. It's a lovely throw bag with a little organization. Yeah, I took out the panels. I need to put them back in to carry a few things, but that MC is I just saw it as a big bucket. I was like, I'm gonna throw all my little parts in there and take it with me. SBLD and the tech pack. Yeah. Is there good money? The lunchbox. Man, I never did the video on that, right? I need to do a video on that. I I didn't, right? I recorded stuff for it, but I never posted it. I need to do a video on that lunch. It's not a lunch bag whatsoever, though. It is a mid-sized cooler, um, at best. I don't use it all the time because it takes up a lot of space. But I'll show it in a video. I do love it for vacations. I do love it like every now and then when I got to take a lot of stuff, or like even on like installs if I want to get like a whole bunch of ice. Hold on, let me get to the questions. I was supposed to sign off a while ago, and you guys have been great. Um, so he's asking about commercial refrigeration. Is there good money? Yes. So it is what you make of it. Like, I had the luxury, and I always tell people I know how fortunate I am that my dad started a business. Was like, hey, you want to maybe take a shot at doing refrigeration? I went to school for it. I had a great start. Not to say that I was rich, not to say that I made a lot of money in the beginning. I didn't even get a check sometimes. I took a pay cut actually from my Sam's Club to go work for my dad. I didn't get checks some weeks. That was because he had just started the business. So at that point, saving is always good. Having money to be or like a backup plan is always good. And then I just wrote it out. Like, I liked it enough. It intrigued me. It kept me busy. My mind has to be doing something at work all day. I hate sitting down doing paperwork and all that kind of stuff. That's the part that I hate about running a business. But the reason I say commercial refrigeration might be better money is because, and I've run into this doing the HVAC nights live stream on Thursdays. The AC guys, right? The guys that do residential or whatever, and they're in areas similar to me. They get a slow season. They get a shoulder season. They worry about money when there's no calls because it's not summertime, and it's not cold enough to where they're filling in their day with no heat calls, and it slows down. That it happens. I have not slowed down because I do refrigeration. So if you can get into it and you get into these fast food chains, you get into restaurant work, that is, it's easy to me, and anybody can get into it because, I mean, there's more to it. There's industrial, there's heavy commercial if you want to get into that kind of stuff. I stayed in my own little corner of fast food chains and little local restaurants. I'm happy. I make more than enough right now. I'm busy all the time. I got a walk in over here. I got an under counter over here, ice machines. And you know what? You sell the maintenance. I got maintenance on ice machines and refrigeration all year round. So that's just my opinion. Um, and I would not prefer residential because I don't like everything here is in the attic. I'm not going to do it. Our service calls, I think I've compared and we're pretty average is 95. 95 an hour. I bill the drive, I bill the time, all that kind of stuff. But because we don't have like all these other fees that they play into it. It's just, we charge what we do, and that's it. Who handles our dispatch right now? It's a little bit hectic. My dad has done it for the longest time, so we get everything through emails. A lot of these places have their own system that they work into, to where it's either emails that get sent out to us, or there's an app. I have an app that also dispatches some calls, and you got to check them and take them in, but they'll also like call us and stuff. So my dad was doing it for the longest time. He had a little bit of a health scare last or early this year. So now we all try to take whatever calls we can, and we kind of do, he lets us do our own thing. He's always been like that. And, there's no like, it's like organized chaos. You have a lot of sponsors. I don't know. These are companies that I've worked with, and they believe in the channel. So yeah, we're sponsored by a few companies there. You posted a 3D printer on Instagram the other day. What are you using the printer for? So for now, I've done like little. Oh, that's the light is way too bright. Done little like knickknacks. I ran out of filament. My kids want to use it, but I'm gonna start printing, because if you ever do, so if you guys don't know, I have a tech channel as well. If you guys want to go check out, it's called Reliable Tech for Creators. Everything's in the description. If you guys go to my website, everything's there. But I have a tech channel for that stuff where I kind of like stuff that doesn't make sense on reliable HVAC goes over there. But I thought that was interesting. It was sent out to me. I'm gonna be printing because if you ever noticed, you buy, and I can't remember the name of it. You buy these mounts online for your pack outs, these cleats, different things that you buy that I bought for my van. They're all 3D printed. If you get a 3D printer, which this one's kind of small, so I'm just using it to test, and then you go online, all this stuff is a downloadable file, and I can print my own cleats and mounts, and maybe I can figure out how to do all this other stuff to kind of organize, stuff in the van. And there are a lot of little neat tools that you can do with a 3D printer. Gree manifolds. Gree manifolds. I know Gree is a mini split manufacturer. I'm not familiar with that. Sunglass holder. I need to print out a 3D sunglass holder for your dash. Yep. I appreciate that, Jason. Like I said, if it does well, which it is, we can do this every now and then. Yes, sir. We'll make it happen, Brian. Heavy commercial. Jason is all about the industrial. Mechanical rooms, heavy commercial, medium commercial. Not bored at all with 2 reefer calls and 2 hot side. Yep. We have a guy, and I've mentioned it before, that does both. Super valuable to us. So the more you can learn, the better. Better pay, better positions, everything like that. Oh, I forgot I'm on Facebook too. Any advice on how to get light commercial maintenance contracts? It's hard. I have one that has been saying yes for years, as far as like we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. I know we need it, this and that. Commercial is just hard because you're normally not dealing with the people that are in charge. So the only thing you can do, so like if I go to a store and I deal with that manager, they have somebody above them, there's another one that's above them, and I got to get to somebody that makes those decisions. So for the most part, when you go out to these, if you're doing work for them, anything like that, it's a little bit easier because you go up there and you do a call, you change out a capacitor, you change out a motor, take tons of pictures, take and if you do clean it while you're there, maybe like it's tripping out on high head pressure and you have to clean the coil, whatever it is. I always take photos and video because that is going to come out, like the water that comes out of there is so dark brown and black that you show that to them, and it's like, hey, this is what your system looks like, right? You open up the panels, maybe there might be mold. I see that a lot. So show them all the disgusting stuff that you can show them. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. So like if you can do that and kind of show them, maybe put it in the invoice if your invoice software lets you do that, and show them and then tell them, we got a plan for that, and then kind of show them what kind of plan that you offer and how it can be beneficial. I always tell them, if you don't get maintenance, you could kill that compressor, you could kill motors, you can kill all this stuff. So pay it once, that is relatively cheap, but you do it twice a year, whatever it is, versus like you call me out one day and it's like I don't know, $6,000, $10,000 for some change outs on like compressors or whatever it is. But it's hard. Like I said, I have a couple that said yes right away, and I have another couple that they've been saying that they need it for years and that they're going to, but I don't believe them at this point. Yeah, I'm currently trying to print out some tough built cleats, and then I'll move on to the pack out stuff. Thank you, Jason. My eyesight is going. Yeah, everything is like 3D printed, so I'm excited to get into that. There you go. You can sell stuff. I mean, if I want to side hustle, we'll print out some stuff, make some stuff, and sell it. Ooh, do you prefer a Chevy or a Ford truck? I was exclusively a Chevy Express type of guy, and I finally tried a Ford Transit. It's nothing crazy. It's kind of like a, what do you call it? 250, I believe. It is, man, I forgot the names of those. It's not extended. It's not the tall ones. I forget what the exact name is, but your basic Ford Transit. Um, and I love it. I get more space in the back. It's the more space in the back, and then the sliding door. Because I was like, if I ever get another Chevy Express, I've seen them have a sliding door. I was like, I need that. So the doors are a big difference. The sliding door, and then the fact that you can fold out the back doors to get more space. That's been great. The only negative thing I have to say about the Transit is the cabin is super small compared to my Express. But I'm by myself 99% of the time, so it's just a small inconvenience. How many techs do we have in total? We're like 4 to 5. Um, two hot side people. Two, me and my brother do the cold side or refrigeration, and then we usually have one helper. So, um, yeah, we're super small. We make a ton more money now versus when we had more people. It's just a lot to manage when you get over that 4 to 5 techs. If you get 10 or whatever it is, it gets hectic. And then some of them take advantage and put everything on the damn card. We lost a lot of money doing when we had more techs. Would you want your children to do HVAC? My kids have a job for life with me if they ever need it. So I am truly blessed to be able to do this and do my own thing, to where they can always work for me. Now if I, they can do the paperwork for all I care. They can do that, but I'll probably teach them some basics, right? Building stuff, using power tools, any of the skills that we have, brazing, soldering, that kind of stuff. Checking electronics, checking electrical. They're gonna learn all the basics from me. Whether they want to do it is totally up to them. I was never pushed into it. My middle brother tried it, didn't like it, and then my youngest brother tried it and liked it. So like, me and my brothers, two of us ended up in the field. One just didn't like it, wasn't for him. My kids, we'll see what they get into. Um, but I mean, like, I did okay in school, but I'm not a school person. I didn't really want to do college, any of that stuff. So, if they can't find something, there's always going to be this option, and learning a skill, a trade, nonetheless, it's just always a good plan. Let me get through the last of this stuff. I was trying not to be on here all night. I like dealing with the building engineers and facility guys. It's easier to talk to them. They know where everything is. and can get you some awesome parking spots. It's always good to network. You get perks. Um, man, who was it? I think it was Nico. When I had him on my podcast, there was somebody that he talked to that helped that. Oh, because he's in New York, so like there was somebody he always talked to, always like made friendly chat with. I think I'm pretty sure it was him. Would buy him like breakfast or ask him for breakfast or whatever it was. Man, I can't remember if it was him. And then he's like, he ended up offering him like some parking spots. He's like, hey, I can get you, parking really close and this and that. So you get perks there. I do it at the supply house. I like, asking how their day's going, or if I know them better, asking them how everything is and stuff like that, and chit chatting, staying a few extra minutes at the supply house to talk to them. And then when I need something, I need them to hold something for me, all that kind of stuff. That's nice that you can have, those friends at the supply house to get you some help. Commercial HVAC is an adventure. I've had some interesting run-ins doing retros. It's always interesting. Why Jobber over House Call Pro? Because at the time I was looking for a software. I tried a few other ones, didn't like them, or they didn't do what we needed. Jobber, I think they're all the same price now. So like just because you see that little sponsorship at the bottom, you try it out. I have a free trial and discount if you go to my links in my description and all that. Like you can literally try it out and see if you like it, see if it has what you need. And if you do, I get a little commission off of that. But they sponsor me, so I stay with them. It does everything I need it to, so I wouldn't have a reason to leave. Um, Maybe for you, some other softwares do something a little differently. They might add something that you need, but like for like a small 4-man, 5-man company, it's fine. I need to invoice, quote, um, have a way for customers to request work, that kind of stuff. They started doing like these things where they can get you like reviews, right? They'll follow up with customers like, hey, we did some work for you. Would you like to leave a review? You can do email campaigns, and now they added to where you can have. I haven't gotten into it yet because I already have a website. But if you don't have a website, now there's a feature where they can give you a website for your business, and it's all through Jobber. So they do a lot of cool things, and there's a couple other things that I can't talk about yet. I don't think they have it. They're doing a lot for automated stuff and helping you keep in contact with your customers and take calls and all that stuff. They have all that coming in. Oh, funny you ask. So I think I did it. It was either in December or January, or the last December or last January that I did it. I just filmed the video right now. And I mentioned that I'm almost done with it. So we'll do a van tour very soon. Finally, finally sold our biggest customer on maintenance, HVAC and reefer, much needed. They are the worst. The bigger the company, the worse they are. But but yeah, like I show them so many times. I'm like, look, you have mold, you have things falling apart. What do you want to do? Yeah, the mid roof, freaking Jason. My dad used to always say that. Over rebuilt Dodge, found on the road dead. They do make some Chevy Express. I think I saw that you have an Express. They do make some with a sliding door. We don't buy ours new. We do have a place here that gives us a good deal on vehicles for work. So It's like, hey, if you know of something coming in, you know, we might want it. So the one that I got actually was, they sold it to us cheap by accident because it was barely coming in, and they told us a price, and we're like, yeah, we'll take it. And they're like, oh crap, it should have been more, but we got it for less than 15,000, and it's a nice van. It was tricked out, had all the shelving and everything already. I know they make one. Oh, it's this one. But I've seen it, or no, I don't know if I've seen it. See, they got the sliding door on that Express. So like if you can get like, I know that it's probably, this probably has like for passengers, but if you can get one that's a work vehicle with a sliding door, that'd be great. Mine hasn't broken down yet, Jason. More room for activities. Reefer, refrigeration. You have the E350 mid-roof transit. Yeah, it's been, the ride has been smooth. The doors have been awesome. The space is really good, except in the cabin, but I'll take it. Found them. Uh, Jason got the jokes today. Where? Yeah, Brian got one too. So, ooh, fun. I told my son I could not wait because this past summer, like you see it every summer, but I noticed it more this past summer. Going into the supply house, and there's, you know, kids are out for summer break. You see them with their dads in the supply house because they're helping out. They're you know, they're the little apprentice for the summer. I can't wait till mine are of age, and I'm gonna take them with me too. But my son, now he's gonna turn 11. He's still really young. You know, let him enjoy it. His you know, what he does now, his friends, his gaming, whatever he does. He has shown interest in it because he does realize now that there's a lot of money there, and he's at that age where he's like, I need money, I want money. How can I get money? And he's like, what do you and grandpa do? And he's like, how can I get into that? So we're getting there. But that'll be really cool, Brian, if you can you know, have him come on and kind of see what you do. Do you all clean your boots or rock dirty boots? I don't I don't clean mine, but I also don't get them as dirty as others. I don't work in the kitchens anymore. My dad goes through those boots like crazy. So he needs new boots every few months. I can wear mine for over a year, and they're pretty good. I don't clean them. I don't worry about them. Any advice on good training programs or courses on ice machines? I only did the in-person um trainings that they had that came down, and I still do them every now and then. And that's really the only place that I go to for training. Now, if you want to learn online, plenty of resources. I don't know if anyone has anything in the chat to contribute, but the obvious would be YouTube. Um, who does ice machines? Oh, that's a good question, actually, for ice machines. So if you want to just learn how to work on them, I'm gonna plug this guy all the time. If you go on YouTube, go to Ice Machine, Ice Machine 411. He has a YouTube channel. I think it's highly underrated. All he does is videos on taking apart, troubleshooting, diagnosing, and a lot of maintenance videos as well. And then recently he started doing like how to change an evaporator, how to do this or how to do that. And he does every brand that is out there. So he only does ice machines. I will always recommend his channel for anybody that wants to learn ice machines because I learn from him as well. I will go watch his videos. More than likely, he has a video on something that I'm working on and I can go look at it because a lot of the training is geared towards like, HVAC. I ran over some paint a couple weeks ago. Both are bright white. I had Amazon run into me and they still are giving me the runaround. Had a Amazon delivery truck back up into my bumper. Huge dent, tore up, not tore up, but marked the wrap that I just got. Was not happy. Oh, you got the work truck, Jason. That's why. You buy them tequila. They must love you. All right, Brian, we'll see you. No licensing outside of the Twin Cities. Interesting. I was told not to ever get a RAM, that they break down so much and they're hard to fix. Yeah, RAM. Don't buy one. Nissan vans. I see those a lot, but yeah, I guess they don't make them anymore. Oh, dude. That's oh, I kind of Little Miss Fix It, I think. That's crazy. She was 12 years old and she got her EPA. Oh, last week. She just got it. I usually deal with it through my supply house, or you can ask. Like for me, Manitowoc and Scotsman come down here a lot. But they would offer us the classes. I never had to go out and seek it. So they usually tell the supply houses and we get with them and we can do it that way. And then once you've gone to them, especially because we did warranty work for them, they'll always tell us when they come down and have these classes. Does Jumperman Tech do ice? Oh, he does everything, right? Jumperman Tech is a great how-to channel as well. All right, guys, I gotta get off. This was supposed to be a quick one. I appreciate everybody for coming on. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't yet, go check out the Reliable HVACR podcast channel, that YouTube channel. We'll be back next week with some great. Oh, there you go. Yeah, check out the website. I was like, you can get in contact with them, but obviously just check out their website. Actually, no, I haven't. Okay, before I get off, one last story. Um, do you get a lot of van break-ins in the valley? Not really. You would be surprised because we do have some bad sides of town. But the worst thing happened to me. Yeah, because one time it was just the tools, whatever. But the 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 time that I got broken into was our mechanic. I left it there for something. The guy stole the whole van heading to Mexico. So I live really close to Mexico and he tried to take it across the border. One of our guys happened to see it. He's like, "Hey, is Adrian on this side of town?" Like it was like way out of our service area. And my dad's like, "No, we actually cannot get a hold of that mechanic. And can you keep an eye on it, right? Call the cops, everything." I got my van back, but everything had been gutted, right? So that's the only break-in that I've had. My whole van was stolen. But yeah, like I said, check out the podcast channel. I have a lot of cool stuff coming up, a lot of great guests to close out this year. Changes will come next year. I think it's going to be really cool just because I like to change it up every now and then. And yeah, go check out the Reliable Tech channel. I got a lot of things going on. A video should be coming out tomorrow and that van tour really soon. So I appreciate you all for coming out and tuning in. There's no outro. So see you guys.